All right, let's dive into a story today that's, well, it's pretty intense. It's all about a relationship that completely shattered, the brutal honesty of tough love, and the messy, beautiful path back to forgiveness. It's raw, it's real, and honestly, it's something we've all been through in one way or another.
So, I want you to start by thinking about this question because it really is the key to this whole thing. What's the real price we pay when things with people we care about just fall apart? Let that sit in the back of your mind as we walk through this story. So, our story kicks off with a leader, a man named Paul, and he's explaining this absolutely gut wrenching decision he had to make. He's wrestling with how to fix a really broken situation in a community that he loves. And the choice he makes here really sets the stage for everything that's about to happen.
Okay, so verse 1, Paul basically puts his foot down. He decides, nope, I'm not coming back to visit if it's just going to be another painful, sorrowful mess. You can almost see him, right? Standing at their door, his hand is raised to knock, but he just stops. He wants to connect with them in joy, not in more grief.
Then you get to verse 2, and it's this kind of emotional knot. He's asking, look, if I'm the one making you sad, then who's left to make me happy? He gets that their pain is his pain. It's like looking into a huge crowd, but the only face you can focus on is the one who is sad, because their sadness is the only thing that matters in that moment. So in verse 3, he lays out his strategy. Instead of showing up in person, he sent a really tough letter. Just picture a hand carefully pressing a seal into hot wax on that letter, a message that had to do the heavy lifting before he got there. He was trying to clear the air so when they finally did see each other, it could actually be a joyful reunion. And verse 4, man, this is where you feel it. This was not some angry text message. He says he wrote it with anguish and many tears. The image that just sticks with you is a single teardrop hitting the paper, maybe even smudging the ink. The point of the letter was never to hurt them. It was to show them how deeply, how agonizingly he loved them. Okay, so that difficult letter has been sent, and it's been received. And now, the whole story pivots. Paul shifts from talking about his own feelings to giving this community very clear, very direct instructions for what they need to do next. Verse 5 is where Paul kind of reframes the whole problem. He makes it clear that the person who caused all this trouble didn't just hurt him, no, they hurt the entire community. It's exactly like dropping a single bead of black ink into a glass of crystal clear water. It starts as one little dot, but then it just spreads and clouds everything for everyone. Then bam! Verse 6. A verdict comes down. Paul just declares that the punishment the community gave out was sufficient. It did what it was supposed to do. The gavel has fallen, the case is closed, and now it's just resting. The point was made, no more punishment is needed. And verse 7 is the major turning point. After the judgment, he gives them a simple two-step command. First, forgive him. Second, comfort him. He's urgent about this because he doesn't want the person to be swallowed up with too much sorrow. See, the goal was correction, not total destruction. It's a command to pull someone back from the brink. And verse 8 shows us what that forgiveness actually looks like. It's not just a private feeling. It has to be a public action. He tells them to reaffirm their love. Imagine two hands reaching out across a gap and grabbing on. A firm handshake that says, we're good, you're back. It's a visible sign that the relationship is being put back together. Now get this. In verse 9, Paul reveals there was another reason for that painful letter. It wasn't just about dealing with one person's mistake. It was a test for the whole community. Could they handle both sides of the coin? The discipline and the restoration? It's like an old balancing scale. They had to prove they could hold justice and mercy in a perfect, steady balance. Verse 10 is all about solidarity, and it's powerful. Paul basically says, I'm with you. If you forgive him, then I forgive him too. And he adds that it's all done in the presence of Christ, which means this isn't just a human transaction. Every act of forgiveness is seen, it's known, it's validated by God himself. And now Paul pulls the camera way, way back. He's about to show them that this little conflict in their community, this local drama, isn't just about them. It's actually a piece of a much larger, unseen spiritual war. He lays it all out in verse 11. He warns them that refusing to forgive is one of Satan's devices. It's a scheme, a strategy to get an advantage. Unforgiveness is like leaving a door wide open for an enemy who just loves to create division and bitterness. Suddenly, their choice to forgive isn't just personal, it's an act of spiritual warfare. And then, just when you think you've got this figured out, the whole perspective flips. Paul connects this messy, painful, personal journey to a glorious cosmic mission that changes the meaning of everything that just happened. So check this out. The scene changes in verse 12. Paul's in a city called Troas, and he says a door was opened for his work. A massive, God-given opportunity. Picture a huge, ancient door just swinging wide open, and this brilliant, warm light is just pouring out. The path forward couldn't be clearer. But, and this is a huge but, in verse 13, you feel his anxiety. Even with this incredible open door right in front of him, Paul says he had no rest. Why? Because his friend Titus hadn't shown up with news about them. Imagine standing at a busy harbor, people and ships everywhere, but all you can do is stare at the horizon, desperately searching for one specific person. His worry for his friends was so big, it completely overshadowed this amazing opportunity. And then, out of nowhere, verse 14 just explodes with praise. He shifts from anxiety to awe. He says God is leading them in a victory parade, like a Roman triumph. But here's the twist. Instead of burning incense, the scent they're spreading is the fragrance of knowing God. See them marching, leaving this trail of beautiful, golden, fragrant light everywhere they go. He keeps going with this amazing metaphor in verse 15. He says that it's not just something they do, it's who they are. They are the fragrance of Christ. Now, picture that scent coming out of some beautiful ornate bottle. But as it spreads, the aroma itself splits and goes down two totally different paths because it smells different to different people. So what does that mean? Well, verse 16 breaks it down. To one group of people, this fragrance is the aroma of death. It reminds them of judgment and things ending. But to another group, it's the aroma of life. It smells like hope, like spring, like new beginnings. It's the difference between a dry, cracked desert and a garden bursting into full bloom. And he wraps it all up in verse 17 with this final crucial point. He says they are not like street vendors trying to peddle God's word for a quick buck. Not at all. Their message comes from a place of pure sincerity. It's the difference between a market table piled high with cheap knockoff trinkets and a single, authentic, masterfully crafted treasure sitting on a pedestal. So this whole journey, from a painful letter to a community's choice, all the way to a cosmic victory parade, it leaves us right here with one really personal question. We all have to navigate broken relationships and the hard work of forgiveness. But when all is said and done, what fragrance are you leaving behind? Is it the stale smell of an old grudge, or is it the life-giving scent of restoration? That's a choice we all have to make.